Welcome to SCCHS Mechanics. This is the piston removal and installation process where we will learn how to use common tools to remove and reinstall the pistons on an overhead valve engine. The first step is to turn the crankshaft so that the piston you want to remove is at bottom dead center. Next, remove the connecting rod bolts and remove the connecting rod caps. If the cap is stuck onto the bolts, a light tapping on the side of the cap will often loosen it up. If the cap is still stuck, use a brass punch to tap lightly on the end of the connecting rod until the cap is free. A brass punch is used to avoid damage to the end of the bolt, which would affect the efficient installation of the nut later. After you have removed the cap, install the crankshaft journal protectors onto the bolts. Any contact between the connecting rod bolt threads and the journal will cause damage and require additional costly repairs. Remove the piston by either pushing on the connecting rod or tapping on the connecting rod with a brass punch or wooden dowel. Be sure to have a hand ready to catch the piston as it exits the cylinder. The first step for reassembly is to install the journal protectors on the connecting rod bolts. Next, turn the crankshaft so that the journal is at bottom dead center. Place the piston connecting rod assembly onto the cylinder block with just the connecting rod hanging into the cylinder. Piston installation requires the use of a piston ring compressor. Select the correct size of band and make sure the bottom of the band will make contact with the cylinder block deck. Compress the rings with the compressor pliers. Place the piston inside of the cylinder with the mark on the top of the piston head pointing to the front of the engine. Tap down on the compressor band to ensure solid contact with the deck of the block. Drive the piston down with the butt end of the hammer or brass punch until the compressor is free, and then push the piston down until it is making full contact with the crankshaft journal. Next, reinstall the connecting rod caps, making sure that the markings on the side of the cap line up with the markings on the side of the connecting rod. Reinstall the bolts and torque.